Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book, Communication Skills. Training by Tuhovsky is a practical self-development guide aimed at people who want to communicate with more clarity, confidence, and influence. The book focuses on everyday situations as well as higher-pressure moments such as presentations, negotiations, and public speaking. Instead of treating communication as a fixed personality trait, it frames it as a trainable set of behaviors built from awareness, preparation, and repetition. Readers are introduced to key ideas tied to social intelligence, including reading context, understanding emotions, and choosing language that fits the goal and the audience. It also addresses persuasion and rapport building, with an emphasis on being understood and creating mutually beneficial outcomes rather than winning at all costs. With an accessible, action-oriented tone, the book positions communication as a foundational life skill that improves relationships, career progress, and self-confidence across social and professional settings. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, social intelligence as the foundation of strong communication. A central theme is that communication improves fastest when you pay attention to the social and emotional context, not only the words. Social intelligence involves noticing what people care about, what they might fear, and how the environment shapes what they are willing to hear. The book encourages readers to observe patterns such as body language, tone, pacing, and responsiveness, then adapt their approach instead of pushing a single style everywhere. This includes learning when to ask questions, when to listen, and when to offer direct statements. It also highlights that empathy is a practical tool. If you can accurately infer another person's perspective, you can choose examples, framing, and timing that reduce resistance. In day-to-day life, this might look like handling a disagreement without escalating it, picking up on confusion before it turns into frustration, or recognizing when someone needs reassurance versus solutions. In professional settings, it supports clearer collaboration, fewer misunderstandings, and more trust. The focus is not on manipulation, but on awareness and calibration, so your message lands as intended and relationships become more stable over time. Secondly, listening, questioning, and clarity in everyday conversation. The book treats everyday conversation as the training ground for all advanced communication. It stresses that strong communicators do more than talk well. They listen actively and guide discussions with purposeful questions. Listening is framed as an intentional practice, including staying present, reflecting back key points, and resisting the urge to plan your response while the other person speaks. Questioning is presented as a way to uncover needs and assumptions, which reduces guesswork and prevents talking past each other. Alongside these skills, the book emphasizes clarity, choosing simple language, avoiding vague claims, and organizing thoughts so others can follow your point without effort. This matters in small interactions such as giving feedback, resolving a misunderstanding with a friend, or coordinating tasks at work. Clarity also helps when emotions are high, because confusion amplifies tension. Practical improvements may include summarizing agreements, naming what you are trying to achieve in the conversation, and checking understanding. Over time, these habits build credibility because people experience you as reliable and easy to work with. They also reduce anxiety because you gain a repeatable process for navigating conversations instead of relying on improvisation. Thirdly, persuasion principles that keep trust intact. Persuasion in the book is presented as an ethical skill rooted in credibility, relevance, and respect. Rather than focusing on tricks, it emphasizes understanding what motivates someone and presenting your ideas in a way that aligns with their goals. This includes explaining benefits in concrete terms, addressing concerns directly, and using evidence or examples that fit the listener's values and level of knowledge. The book also highlights that trust is the multiplier in persuasion. If people feel pressured, talked down to, or misled, short-term wins turn into long-term resistance. Readers are encouraged to practice persuasion as a collaborative process where both sides gain clarity. That might mean identifying shared interests, acknowledging valid counterpoints, and proposing options instead of issuing demands. Another recurring idea is that confidence comes from preparation, not bravado. When you know your key points, anticipate objections, and choose a clear structure, you appear more persuasive without becoming aggressive. In social situations, this can improve your ability to set boundaries, ask for support, or influence group decisions. In business, it supports negotiations, proposals, and leadership communication while protecting relationships and reputation. Fourthly, presentation skills and structured messaging. The book connects strong presentations to strong thinking. If your ideas are organized, your delivery becomes easier and your audience stays engaged. It emphasizes structuring a message with a clear purpose, a logical flow, and a memorable takeaway. Instead of listing information, you learn to prioritize what the audience needs to know, then support it with examples and transitions that reduce cognitive load. Preparation is positioned as a confidence builder, including rehearsing, refining your opening, and planning how you will handle questions. The book also points to delivery elements such as voice, pacing, and eye contact as tools that signal competence and keep attention. Presentation skills are treated broadly, covering formal talks as well as smaller moments like leading a meeting, pitching an idea, or explaining a plan to a colleague. A practical mindset shift is that a presentation is not a performance for approval, but a service to the audience. When you focus on helping listeners understand and decide, anxiety tends to decrease. Over time, better presentations can lead to improved workplace visibility, more effective leadership, and greater confidence in high-stakes communication where clarity and authority matter. Lastly, public speaking confidence through repetition and control. Public speaking is framed as a learnable process that improves through systematic practice rather than talent. The book addresses common barriers such as fear of judgment, stage fright, and the tendency to rush or freeze. It emphasizes strategies that build control, including preparing a simple outline, practicing aloud, and becoming comfortable with pauses. By focusing on core fundamentals such as breathing, posture, and pacing, speakers can reduce physical stress responses and sound more grounded. The book also encourages attention to audience engagement, such as making the talk conversational, using relatable examples, and watching feedback signals so you can adjust in real time. Another theme is that authenticity beats perfection. A speaker who is clear, organized, and genuinely focused on the audience often makes a stronger impact than someone trying to deliver a flawless performance. Public speaking is presented as a high-leverage skill because it combines persuasion, clarity, and confidence in one arena. As readers apply these ideas, they can become more effective in interviews, meetings, workshops, and community settings. Over time, repeated exposure and measurable improvement replace fear with competence, making public speaking a tool for career growth and personal expression. In conclusion, this book is well-suited for students, professionals, entrepreneurs, managers, and anyone who feels their ideas are stronger than their delivery. It also fits readers who want better relationships, because it treats communication as a daily practice that shapes trust, connection, and conflict resolution. The main benefit is practical. Improved social intelligence helps you read situations accurately, listening and clarity reduce misunderstandings, and persuasion skills help you advocate for yourself without damaging rapport. These improvements can translate into better interviews, smoother teamwork, stronger boundaries, and more confidence in group settings. The public speaking and presentation sections add a career advantage because many people avoid visibility, while competent speakers are remembered and promoted. Compared to many communication books that lean heavily on theory or charisma, this guide emphasizes actionable fundamentals that can be practiced immediately in conversations, meetings, and presentations. Its broad scope also makes it a good value purchase, covering interpersonal communication, influence, and speaking skills in one place rather than requiring multiple specialized books. For readers looking for a structured starting point and repeatable habits, it offers a practical roadmap that rewards consistent application. If you would like to support Ian Tuhovsky, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.